I'm Bruce Fumi. It's the 25th of January and welcome to this day in Scottish history. Now, I always like to give you a question, and the obvious question for you is, when I say the 25th of January, what's the first thing that comes into your head about this day in Scottish history? And put whatever that was in your comments down below. Now, if you're Scottish and you weren't sure what to say on the 25th, then I'll come down that internet and scalp your lug. Or in English, I'll come down that internet and clip your ear, I think they would say. I'm in the Kenmore Hotel in a fantastic village in Highland Perthshire, and if it's a clue, this is called the Poets Bar. And the reason I've come here is because in 1787, Burns, when he was on his Highland tour, stopped here in this hotel in Kenmore and wrote a poem on the wall that's here to this day. And certainly we're told that this is authentic Burns. You can't know for sure, but I can see some of the mistakes have been Tipp-X'd out. So whether it's authentic Burns or not. Here's the thing about Robert Burns. Robert Burns was born and grew up in what was the Enlightenment in Scotland. It was when Scotland gave everything to the world. There was a time that Voltaire said, it's to Scotland that we look for our ideas of civilization. And it was a time where Adam Smith was building the foundations of economics. David Hume was building the foundations of philosophy. And these names roll off the tongue, but there are people that you've probably never heard of, like the Hunter brothers. Yeah, William Hunter formed the foundations of obstetrics. He was the first guy that named teeth, molars, premolars, bicuspids, and you might not be impressed by this, but this is a fantastic leap of imagination for a guy living in a country where nobody actually had any teeth. This was a fantastic leap of the imagination. Now, a lot of these guys, during the Enlightenment, these were great minds. But what they were doing was, they were going to elocute. There was an Irish actor that came to Scotland to give these guys elocution lessons so that they could get rid of their Scottish accents. In the middle of this time, Robert Burns was writing poems chiefly in the Scots dialect. And a few years ago on our telly, there was a thing where Scots had to nominate who was the greatest ever Scot. And it wasn't Adam Smith, it wasn't David Hume, it wasn't Telfer, it wasn't all these grand people. It was a ploughman, farmer, who became our greatest ever poet. So I'd ask you, on the 25th of January, have a little Burns supper. You don't have to go out and have a big flash Burns supper. I have a Burns supper every 25th of January in the house, just me and my wife and my two kids. It's a very traditional Burns supper. My wife toasts the haggis. She fucks up the turkey at Christmas as well, right enough, but she toasts the haggis. I say something about the life of Burns, and the kids recite something they've learned at school. So have a wee Burns supper to yourself and pass on to your children some of the Scots language that you grew up with, and raise a glass to the mortal memory of Robert Burns.